Our final video of 2023 goes out to everybody who is dreaming of a Disney holiday vacation. We're gonna take you around to our favorite resorts and we're gonna help you plan your 2024 holiday trip to Walt Disney World. Let's go do it. Hi, ho, 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 and happy holidays, everyone. This is Rob with the Ear Scouts coming to you with our final video of the year. We've been working on this one for months because we have been trying to narrow down what we think are the top 5 resorts to stay at here at Walt Disney World for the holidays. I love being at the resorts during the holidays because everything is just so beautiful. But believe it or not, none of those things that we just showed you were part of our top 5 resorts for the holidays. There are even more beautiful decorations to come. Most of the resorts on our list today we chose because of the beautiful and fun things that they offer during Christmas time. But of course, the holidays are about more than just Christmas. There's Hanukkah, there's Kwanzaa, and the holiday that the most people around the world celebrate this time of year is actually New Year's. And that's why we picked our number 5 hotel on the list, because it is our absolute favorite place to spend New Year's Eve. In case you're not aware, there are 2 really big New Year's parties that happen here at Disney World. One is at Magic Kingdom, where they'll do a big countdown fireworks show on the castle. But what a lot of people don't realize, they actually do a full dress rehearsal of that party on the 30th. So that means you can enjoy New Year's Eve at Magic Kingdom on the 30th, and then you're free on the actual New Year's Eve to do our favorite party in all of Walt Disney World, New Year's Eve at Epcot. There are dance parties happening all around World Showcase, and it all ends with a fantastic fireworks finale that unites all the countries of the world in a countdown to midnight. Where else can you sip champagne in France, go dance the night away in China, and finish up with a fireworks show on the shores of Mexico? It is an unforgettable night. But the party doesn't have to stop at midnight if you're staying at one of these Epcot area resort hotels, because then you're gonna have a front row seat to the best late night entertainment in all of Walt Disney World. And the star of the show is our pick for the number 5 best resort hotel to stay at during the holidays, Boardwalk. Here you'll find Atlantic Dance Hall with a party that goes until 1 a.m. and our favorite late night spot, the dueling piano bar Jelly Rolls, where the fun doesn't stop until 1:45 in the morning.
I'm coming back again. I got a taste of love in a simple way. And if you need to go, I'm still standing. You just fade away. Till again, it's communication. When I said I've got a limit to the arms stretch, try to come alive. I'll be there for you. When the rain starts to fall, I'll be there for you.
In addition to those late night spots, Boardwalk also has some of our favorite restaurants on property. If you're looking for fine dining, Flying Fish is a great option. It is stunningly beautiful inside, and contrary to the name, they actually do have a lot more than just fish on the menu. But our favorite restaurant here at Boardwalk is Trattoria al Forno. We actually made a whole video where we kind of gushed about how much we love Trattoria al Forno, so instead of going through all that again, we'll just put a link to it in the description down below. When we stayed here, we actually found a great deal on a Disney Vacation Club room. If you're not familiar, Disney Vacation Club, or DVC, it's kind of the timeshare program here at Walt Disney World. When members book rooms and they can't use them, they often put them up for sale on different websites. We'll throw a couple links to our favorite sites below if you want to check them out. You can often find really great last-minute rates, and that's what we did when we stayed here at Boardwalk. The one thing I should mention though about those Disney Vacation Club rooms, there's good things about them and bad things. The good thing is that they will always have at least a kitchenette in the room, and the larger rooms will actually have full-size kitchens. The downside is they're on a different renovation schedule than the rest of the hotel. So this hotel, actually all the rooms were recently renovated and they look really stunning from the pictures I've seen. Even though our room wasn't all shiny and new though, we really did enjoy staying here. It was a nice room, it was very comfortable. There were some lovely little touches of Disney, but it definitely wasn't over the top with the Disney theming. One of the cool things that happens here at Disney World during the holidays is the pastry chefs at select resort hotels will create stunning gingerbread displays. Now, this is not at every Disney resort, only a select few have them, but luckily, Boardwalk is one of those select few, so let's head into the lobby and check it out now. I feel like I have to mention that there are two amazing Disney resort hotels that are right next door to the Boardwalk, and even though they didn't make our top 5 list for the holidays, they are amazing resort hotels, and you're just steps away from all the fun things we mentioned here at the Boardwalk, so they can be a great option for New Year's Eve as well. One other thing that Yacht and Beach Club have in common with Boardwalk is they are home to some of those really cool gingerbread displays. This is actually the first year ever that Yacht Club has had a gingerbread display, but the one at Beach Club has been going for 22 years and counting. Since we're right next door, let's take a stroll on over and check them out. Our number 4 resort has the most elaborate Christmas tree of any of the resorts here at Walt Disney World, but you don't have to take our word for it. According to the Disney Holiday Services team, which they're the folks who decorate all the parks and resorts for the holidays year after year, and they don't just do Christmas, they actually do all of the holiday celebrations here at Disney World. According to them, the most challenging tree to bring to life every single year is the one here at Animal Kingdom Lodge. But it's not just the tree. All of the decorations at this resort are so beautiful, and this resort is lucky enough to be one of those that has a gingerbread display. Where else are you gonna find a gingiraffe and a gingerbread zebra? But if a gingiraffe and a gingerbread zebra are not enough to impress you, how about a real giraffe and a real zebra and tons of other amazing animals right outside your balcony door? There really is nothing quite like staying here at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and I've got to say, for those of you who've watched our channel for a long time, you may remember the first time we stayed here at Animal Kingdom Lodge, we were over at Kidani Village. That's one of the Disney Vacation Club resorts that's part of Animal Kingdom Lodge. Let's just say we did not have a great stay. I still don't love Kidani. I feel like that property is definitely in need of a renovation. But after staying here at Jambo House twice now since we made that review, I can say that really just applies to Kidani. Here at Jambo House, this resort is mind-blowingly amazing, and if you spring for one of those Savannah View rooms, it is absolutely worth every single penny. While our Kidani room was a little bit rough, it was definitely screaming out for an upgrade. All of the rooms here at Jambo House have recently been renovated, and the non-DVC rooms, which is where we stayed here during the holidays, are incredible. The details are so beautiful. Somehow they managed to make everything feel modern and up to date, but still have that African flavor that makes this resort so unique. Animal Kingdom Lodge is also an amazing resort for dining. Boma, which is the buffet restaurant here at Jambo House, is actually our favorite buffet in all of Walt Disney World. You're gonna find bold and surprising flavors. The dishes here are really unique. Many of them are inspired by traditional African recipes. And of course, you're also going to find your classic buffet favorites. So if you've got picky eaters in your group, don't worry. There's gonna be some comfort food for them as well. Down the road at Kidani Village, you'll find Sanaa, which is one of our favorite spots to get a glass of wine and some light bites to eat, especially their bread service, which they are famous for. But also they're famous for the view. I definitely recommend when you go there, ask if you can wait for a table by the window. It is worth the wait. Oftentimes they will let you do that unless they're just slammed busy. But we also recommend ordering from that appetizers menu, and think of it as kind of like a meal where you're gonna share tapas as opposed to going for those entrees, which are fine, but honestly, the entrees that we've had have never been anything to write home about. Most importantly though, you've got to get the bread service. This thing is legendary for a reason, and it is absolutely worth the trip to Kidani Village. We do have two really important pieces of advice if you decide you want to stay here during the holidays. Number one, and this really applies all year long, we strongly suggest splurging on one of those Savannah View rooms. There is just something indescribably magical about waking up, making yourself a little cup of coffee in the room, and then sitting out on your balcony and looking at the giraffes and the zebras and the other animals. It really is an incredible experience that you can't get anywhere else. And honestly, if you don't get the Savannah View room, you completely miss out on that. And it really just makes it like a hotel where you can go and see some animals nearby, but it's just not the same as seeing them from your room. Our second piece of advice we definitely learned the hard way this year. So we booked our room about 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and at that point, all the decorations had been up around the parks for a little while, so we assumed we were gonna be fine to have decorations here at the resort. Unfortunately, the holiday services team has their hands full decorating the parks and Disney Springs, and they don't do the resorts until later. Even if a resort was decorated at a specific date the year before, there's no guarantee it's going to be decorated by that date the following year because they do them somewhat randomly. If it's really important to you that the resort is decorated beautifully for the holidays, we would recommend booking no earlier than a couple days before Thanksgiving. Now it is time for our pick for the third best Disney resort hotel to stay at during the holidays, and this one is definitely going to shock a lot of people out there, not because it's on our list, but because it is so low on our list. For a lot of folks, this hotel is the pinnacle of Disney resort hotels to stay at during the holidays, but Eric and I went back and forth, we talked about it a lot, and we both agreed there were two resorts that we definitely liked better than this one for the holidays. So our admittedly hot take is that the third best Disney resort hotel during the holidays is the Grand Floridian. Even though it only ended up at number 3 on our list, don't get us wrong. This is an incredible resort to stay at for the holidays. If you've never been to the Grand Floridian before, this is basically the crown jewel of Walt Disney World Resort hotels. It is a Victorian style hotel, and for the holidays, they spare no expense. They go all out. You know how we've been talking about those gingerbread displays? Well, check out the gingerbread display at this hotel. For 24 years now, they have built this spectacular, full-size gingerbread house in the center of the Grand Floridian lobby. And when people visit here for the holidays, they come to this hotel specifically just to see that gingerbread house. But this is not just a gingerbread display. This is actually a working shop where you can go and purchase gingerbread and other holiday treats right from the window. Like the other gingerbread displays, this one does get updated a bit from year to year. It's always a slightly different design. So even people who come to Disney World every year will make a pilgrimage here to see the latest gingerbread house at the Grand Floridian. I'm not a huge fan of the gingerbread they sell here, surprisingly enough. It tends to be a little bit on the dry side, but the other holiday treats, especially the fudge and the cookies, are delicious. In addition to the goodies that you can get here at the gingerbread house, this resort is, no surprise, legendary for its dining options. We've never eaten at Victoria and Albert's, but from what I hear, it is a spectacular place to have dinner. It's also the most expensive place to have dinner in all of Walt Disney World. In fact, it's probably the most expensive place to have dinner in all of Florida. It is a pricey table. Someday we'll go check it out. It's definitely on my bucket list. I have tried Citrico's and the Grand Floridian Cafe though, and they are two of my favorite resort restaurants. Grand Floridian Cafe especially, it's actually somewhat reasonably priced considering the location, and the food there is really good. I can honestly say I have never had a bad meal at the Grand Floridian Cafe. Even things that I thought would not possibly be good there, like the curry, ended up being delicious. But they are definitely most known for their fried chicken, and it is heavenly. So if you're at a loss for what to pick, definitely you can't go wrong with the fried chicken. Upstairs at Citrico's, the food is very good, but really the reason you're gonna go there is for the elegant theming. Everything is themed to Mary Poppins, but not the old Mary Poppins, but the new Mary Poppins. Probably my favorite thing about staying here though was the room. Unsurprisingly, you're staying at the flagship Disney World Resort Hotel. The room is going to be pretty spectacular, and this one did not disappoint. We actually got a little bit of a pixie dust upgrade when we checked in. We had booked a water view room, but they upgraded us to a theme park view, and even better, I think they upgraded us to a special category of theme park room because this room was insane. We had vaulted ceilings, and there was this chandelier with glass penguins. It was adorable. There were little touches of Mary Poppins throughout the room, and I'm not talking about like here and there. Everywhere you look, there were little nods to Mary Poppins. There were so many beautiful details in this room. The Imagineers definitely put a lot of thought into every single corner. There was even a little hidden Mickey in the air conditioning vent. Even the toilet paper. Seriously, the toilet paper roll. There was this little seal with the Grand Floridian logo on the toilet paper. If your number one goal is to have the best room at Disney World, yeah, probably Grand Floridian would be your top pick. The only reason this is not ranked as our number one resort hotel for the holidays is just because it is so popular that it becomes massively crowded for most of the day. Right now we're here at night, and it's actually a party night at Magic Kingdom. This is the quietest it has been since we've been coming here this holiday season. Normally, this lobby is jam-packed with people. It's like Grand Central Station. So even though it is the most beautiful of all of the resort lobbies, and seriously, Disney spared no expense. There are beautiful details everywhere you look, but you just can't really enjoy it because there's so many people, there's so much noise, there's so much going on. Oftentimes you can't even find a seat to relax here in the lobby. So For us, that was the main reason that we did not put this one higher on our list. But if that's something that's not going to bother you, if what you care most about is an elegant, really well-appointed room, then this one might rank higher on your list. But for us, it was just number 3. For our next resort, we talked to a lot of people. I'm not just talking a few, I'm talking like dozens of people who told us that this resort is their holiday destination. They don't even bother to go to the parks. One family that we chatted with said that they have come here every single year for decades, and it has been more than 10 years since they set foot in any of the Disney parks. So which Disney resort inspires this level of devotion? We're talking, of course, about Fort Wilderness. Fort Wilderness is truly one of the best values in all of Walt Disney World. The campsites here are, of course, the least expensive options you can get to stay on property, but they also offer cabins, which are great for larger families that maybe are just a little bit too big for a hotel room. These cabins can offer a great value, but more importantly, they are just rustic and cozy and the perfect setting for a holiday get-together. I should mention, this is important to know, they are about to renovate the cabins. They're turning them into DVC cabins, so they're probably going to be upscaled a little bit, but I really hope they don't lose their rustic charm because they are so cozy and they really are one of the most adorable lodgings you can find here at Disney World. And if you're looking for outdoor activities, this resort is second to none. There is horseback riding, cycling, kayaking, fishing, archery lessons. You can even pan for minerals and gems. Honestly, if you're just looking for lots of cool activities to do with the family beyond the parks, this is definitely the resort for you. They also have, hands down, the best campfire of all of the different Disney resorts. In case you aren't aware, all of the different Disney hotels offer campfires at night where you can roast marshmallows or make s'mores. But here at Fort Wilderness, they definitely kick it up a notch. Chip and Dale come out, it's a full-scale meet and greet, and then they do a sing-along show. It really is the best campfire experience in all of Walt Disney World, possibly in all of the different Disney resort hotels around the world. It really is amazing. While we have stayed at this resort multiple times in both campgrounds and in the cabins, this time we're actually visiting some friends of ours who are staying here, Scott and Jen of Lost in a Wonderland. They do Disney content as well as Universal and SeaWorld, but what I love about their channel is they go beyond that Disney, SeaWorld, Universal bubble and show you some of the lesser known attractions that are here in Orlando. We'll put a link in the description down below. Now let's go say hey to Scott and Jen.
We love this resort, and I think we love it for a couple of different reasons. One is I think that more so than any other resort, this one, in my opinion, lives and breathes the holidays.
It's so cool because much of it is Disney. Of course, the folks who come here, they love Disney. They're going to decorate everything with Disney, but it's not done by Disney.
They do have it at the homestead, but other than that, there's not really anything that Disney does here. It's all done by the guests.
This is one of those places where you can make it whatever you want. This can be your hotel room and you can go to the parks and you can have your Christmas trip just as you normally would.
Right.
Or you can come here like we did tonight and we grilled out, we got in a golf cart, we drove around, we looked at Christmas decorations, we listened to Christmas music, and that to me was just as good, or if not better, than any other part of a Disney vacation, because that's part of the Disney magic too. The cabins are built in that old rustic, maybe like it reminds me of like summer camp when you were a kid,
Yeah.
that kind of place. But it's the landscaping is beautiful.
Yeah.
You're out in the woods. It's quiet. There's wildlife. I think square footage wise, this cabin is probably not that much bigger than an average hotel room. But the way that it's built out and it's separated into separate spaces, for me, it's not like being in a hotel room. It actually feels
like a home.
It feels like like a home. It just feels good to be here.
If all this was not enough to convince you that you have to put Fort Wilderness on your holiday must-do list, we're going to take you along with us to our favorite show in all of Walt Disney World. And yes, we're including all the shows at the parks and other resorts. We absolutely adore this show, and we have never seen it during the holidays. From what I understand, they actually do some special holiday numbers this time of year, so I'm really excited to check it out. The tickets are a little bit steep, but they do include dinner and unlimited drinks, which if you're over 21 can be beer, wine, and sangria. The meal is always really good. It's fried chicken and ribs with all the fixins, but make sure you save room for that strawberry shortcake at dessert. It looks like they're about to open the doors, so let's head inside and check out the holiday version of the Hoop-dee-doo musical review.
Favorite holiday tunes, and we sing it for someone who's no longer with us, but we keep in our hearts this time of year. Professor. Flora got run over by a reindeer, walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You put your backside in.
What an amazing show. I am so glad we made it over here to catch this holiday edition. Not just because it was cool to see them do some holiday tunes, but we got seated right by the piano. And who should come out to play the piano? It was Randy Morris. This is a Disney legend. He was the very first ever piano player at Casey's Corner in Magic Kingdom. When this park opened way back in 1971, it was Randy Morris who was playing that piano at Casey's Corner. So that right there is just pure Disney holiday magic. Well, my friends, can you guess what our #1 holiday resort is yet? Our absolute, hands down, favorite place to stay during the holidays is Wilderness Lodge. I have always loved visiting this resort, especially during this time of year, and I've actually been putting off staying here because I wanted my first time staying at Wilderness Lodge to be during this most magical time of the year, and I am so glad I did. Let me tell y'all, it was definitely worth the wait. This is the only time of the year where you can sit in the lobby by that roaring fire and eat the delicious holiday cookies they sell year after year. We tried every single cookie on the menu this year. We even tried the holiday cookie gift box. All of them were delicious, but I'd say if you have to pick just one cookie, I'd probably go with that molasses crackle cookie. It just tastes like Christmas. But whichever cookie you pick, you've gotta have it with some hot cocoa, or even better, some of the hot cider they serve that's infused with cinnamon whiskey, and you gotta rock in one of those antique rocking chairs by that roaring fire. This is my kind of Christmas. Our room here was so beautiful. We loved all the little touches and Disney details. Just like over at Animal Kingdom Lodge, the room had been updated. It felt very modern, but it still had lovely little touches that reminded you of the overall theme of the hotel. In this case, a woodsy lodge in the Pacific Northwest. We also really loved the view that we had from our balcony. This resort is so peaceful and tranquil. I don't think there's probably a bad view from any of these rooms, but ours was particularly lovely. We should also mention there's a lot more delicious food here than just those cookies. One of our favorite spots is Whispering Canyon Cafe. We actually did a whole video about that. We will link that down below. Another favorite here at Wilderness Lodge is Artist Point. This is character dining themed to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. This one is a favorite with lots of Disney World guests. I think it's really special because of the unique character interactions you get here. You can of course meet Snow White and some of the Seven Dwarfs, but probably the highlight is when you get to have an audience with the evil queen herself. On this visit, we decided we would eat mainly at Roaring Fork just because we hadn't really eaten there much before, and it is definitely a hidden gem. It quickly became one of our favorite resort quick service restaurants. For breakfast, they have this enormous bear claw. I'm talking, this thing is the size of your face. It could easily feed 3 different people. Eric and I ate this thing over 2 days. It is that big. But where this spot really shines is for lunch and dinner because they use the same smokers that they have over at Whispering Canyon. So you are getting legit Southern barbecue done right. It is so tasty, so juicy, so smoky. This is really good quality barbecue, and I kind of can't believe that you can order it at a quick service restaurant at a Disney resort. The electric water pageant has been delighting guests young and old for decades. This one is a true classic, and you can watch this from any of the different Magic Kingdom area resorts along the waterfront. Even though they have a boat here that can take you directly to the Magic Kingdom or to Fort Wilderness or to the Contemporary, we didn't want to get on the boat. We just wanted to hang out here because we loved being at this resort so much. And honestly, that's my biggest takeaway of staying at this resort. We did not want to leave. Of all of the resorts that we stayed at when we were making this video, this is the one I want to come back to year after year. I want to bring my family here. I want to make Christmas traditions here. I really do love it that much. So, if you're trying to pick the ultimate holiday destination here at Walt Disney World, you found it. It is Wilderness Lodge. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope it helped you to decide where you want to stay when you're here at Disney World for the holidays. If it did, give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and then ring that bell. That way you'll be notified whenever new videos like this come out. Until next time, don't forget to think happy thoughts, everybody. We'll see you again real soon in 2024.